Judge who's overseeing the George Floyd case is telling public officials to stop talking about it.
Judge Peter Cahill said more pretrial publicity could make it more likely that he would push the trial out of Hennepin County. So we wondered how a change of venue works. And Heather, I think a lot of people have this idea that if there's too much pretrial publicity, then you have to move it. But that's not necessarily the case.
No, not at all. In fact, changing a venue is a very rare circumstance, especially here in Minnesota. And if it does happen, often it will happen in a smaller county where lots of people really know each other, so it is hard to find a jury pool.
Sure.
Jason, I don't know if you remember the bus crash in Cottonwood, Minnesota. It was about 12 years ago. A small community there, and that trial was moved to county 3 counties away. And so those types of cases is where it would happen. But you're right, this idea that people should be their publicity will automatically mean a change of venue. That's not true. What has to happen is the judge has to look at the impact of that publicity and see if you're able to get a jury that could put aside sort of their preconceived notions and have a fair trial.
That's the issue, right? Putting aside your preconceived notions. And frankly, I think also, especially those of us in the news, we overestimate how much attention people are really paying to this stuff. I mean, I've watched some jury selections go down on cases that have had incredible publicity, and people don't know any of the details about the case.
They don't, but this case is entirely
So
different.
we think, I don't know, wait till the jury selection.
This case is gone. I mean,
will they know the details,
you know, will they know the details, but I've also heard many attorneys say in this case, this is an unprecedented case.
So where would you move it?
So that's the thing. It's really up to the discretion of the judge, and if it's moved, it has to stay in a Minnesota county. But there's a huge downside really to moving outside of the Twin Cities metro area. This is according to several attorneys that I talked with, and they say, look, if you're moving outside of there, you are far less likely to get any kind of diverse jury pool.
Of course, it's super white all in the rest of the state of Minnesota outside of these counties. So really your only choice would be to go to Ramsey County, which that's not, what's that getting you?
Nothing, because it's the same media market there.
So you could go to Duluth, where still far less diverse in Duluth.
And so actually
there's a big case about this that really
the Rodney King trial, and this was in that case that was moved from Los Angeles to Simi Valley, which is a suburb of Los Angeles. It was a mostly white jury. They acquitted all 4 officers. And here, let me read to you what one attorney told me. He said, you have to have a verdict one way or the other that the community views as credible. And one of the ways where you have to have it is in a county where you have a diverse jury. So you need people to buy into what the jury decides. And to try a case, especially a case like this, with an all-white jury outside of the jurisdiction where it happened, or a mostly white jury, it's going to be hard to get by it.
It does make sense why the judge is saying the real issue here is, like, you've got the police chief, you've got the governor, you've got the mayors calling these now former officers murderers, they were complicit, all of this stuff, which maybe they believe it, maybe there's a political reason that you say that, but from the legal system standpoint, you can see why the judge would be concerned about that sort of talk.
And I had some of the experts tell me this just could be a strategy from the judge to try and not to move it, to say, hey, I might move it, but knock it off so I don't have to.
Well, judges don't want to move it either, because then the judge has to go to Duluth or wherever they're going to move it to.
And all the attorneys, the family members.
It's bad for everybody, really.
Exactly. Which is why it's very rare for it to happen. One of the reasons.
Super interesting. Yeah, good story.